languages.
Okay.
Kelly?
But sign,
Feeder.
yes.
Can you please give me an example?
Dzień dobry panu. Czy pan mówi po polsku? She can't sign that. Or Arif Arabi, Martiana Lubnania. That is Arabic. And then, buenos días, señor. Hablan español también. Which means, good morning, sir. I also speak Spanish. And then, of course, English. So Polish, Russian, Spanish, Arabic, and English. But my Arabic I'm learning from my wife.
Could you please introduce yourself? I didn't do
Yes.
that, please.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. From the bottom of my heart, I find it an incredible honor. My name is Rocky Rachkovsky. Not Rocky Marciano, but Rocky Rachkovsky. Not Italian, but Polish. My parents immigrated to the United States. My mother lived through Auschwitz, Nazi death camp. My father was in a Nazi labor camp, and they achieved the great American dream of finding liberty here in this country and raising myself and my brother in the United States. I have tremendous respect for your community because I lost my hearing on my left side in the war. I did 2 combat tours in what was called the Global War on Terror. And in my first tour, I came back with 73% loss, hearing loss, on my left side. And I praised God because I feel for people that may not have their hearing or their sight. But you are all sometimes that much more blessed because you see things and you hear more than we do. So I thank you. Oh, this way? This way? So I thank you for this opportunity to represent the Mitt Romney campaign. Now I'm going to say a few words about the campaign, and I would be honored to find out what your questions are of the campaign or myself. Because most importantly, we are 3 days out from an election, a very important election. So it's more important that we answer your questions than you have someone from politics talking to you. Is that a deal? Yes or no? Thank you then. I am here to represent Governor Romney As you know, Governor Romney grew up in Bloomfield, Michigan. He actually he was born and raised in north central Detroit, around 7 Mile and Woodward, that we all remember as the old fairground area, the Niederlander property. But his father, as you know, was a car executive. He was the president of American Motors Corporation. And my parents used to drive a Rambler. So I remember a little bit about American Motors Corporation. He was also our governor. So when Mitt was raised in Michigan, he had his formative years in Michigan and then went to college outstate and did some missions and ended up marrying Ann, who was originally from Berkeley and then from Bloomfield, and they moved to Massachusetts. The campaign is truly one of, and bear with me when I say this, is one of change. And I am here to say to all of you that if you are happy with the way things are going, then you vote for the current president, President Obama. But if you're not happy with the way things are going, all we are asking for is give Mitt Romney a chance or one try in this election. And if you're not happy with what he does, then in 4 years we find somebody else. And we keep doing that until we find someone that we can be happy with. But I think you will be pleased with a President Romney, because he is truly engaged and committed to working for people, to serving people. He's very committed to our entire country and to those like us, and I say like us because we all have one handicap or another. We have some issue that challenges us in our daily lives. He is committed to every single one of us as Americans to making sure that we all can achieve the American dream or the ability to reach our best potential. What we want and how we want to live our lives, not how somebody else dictates to us how we should live our lives. And that is the cornerstone of President or Governor Romney's presidential campaign. It's to make our country better, to make our economy stronger, and to give every single individual the opportunity to live the life that they wish to live and to achieve the level that they want to achieve. So with that being said, because campaigns are about putting your best foot forward, and everyone will speak of what they want or what they want to achieve and the best position of their campaign. I think, like as I mentioned earlier, it's important to hear what your questions are. So with that, I will open it up to all of you and ask if you have any questions.
Yes,
And
I have
thank
a
you.
question.
Yes.
Yes, I've got a question. Okay, so I've heard that Romney has planned to cut Social Security. Is that true?
That is not true. That is not true. In campaigns, there are a lot of finger pointing and there's a lot of lying because one campaign wants to make another campaign look bad. It happens with Republicans as well as Democrats. One of the things that people have said was that Mitt Romney wants to cut Social Security or Medicare. Not true. And here is what they wish to do. Our federal budget now is over $16.3 trillion. And I have to ask her a question. Is there a sign for trillion?
Trillions.
Trillions, the fingers go.
That is such a large number that I was not sure if there is a sign for it. But because we have a large deficit, what they want to do is restructure Social Security so that it is solvent, meaning that Social Security is preserved. Because when Social Security was created, there were 18 workers for every one person collecting Social Security. Now, today, there are 2.3 workers for every single individual collecting Social Security. In 20 more years, there may be 1.8 or 1.5 people working and paying into Social Security for every one individual collecting Social Security. And the system will go bankrupt. So to preserve it so that it doesn't go bankrupt, anyone below the age of 55 would automatically have to work till age 70 instead of 65. Number one. In another portion of the campaign plan is not only would we have to work a little bit longer because we're living longer, but also there would be an ability for the individual to take their investments or their Medicare and put it into kind of like a system where they can choose the health care that is best for them, which would save money and allow for Social Security and Medicare to last into many, many years. There is no plan to cut Social Security. Actually, it was the Obama administration that froze Social Security for the last 2 years, and they took $500 million from Medicare to shift it into what's called Obamacare. So I hope I answered your question. Yes, sir.
Don't get a question.
This gentleman.
We're talking about Obamacare. Can Romney drop it after Congress passed it?
Can it be redone or eliminated? The answer is yes, only if he has a majority of Congress. Now, what they have also talked about,
What was that?
what is,
Yes, they'd have to follow Congress to have more, because Congress has already passed it.
No.
Because it's already been through Congress, and Congress has passed it, it's been done. So now we'll have to have a majority.
you would have to have a majority
I believe that
or
it should be my own health care
yes.
insurance. They should never force me to have that insurance. I don't like that idea.
Romney for it or against it?
Romney is against nationalized health insurance. He did have a program at the state of Massachusetts, but that was a state program for everyone within the state, not a nationalized program. So what he can do, if he doesn't have a majority of this Congress voting in favor of eliminating Obamacare, what he can do is he can defund in an appropriations the parts that we may not like. For example, if you own a home How many of you own a home? Okay. If you own a home and you sell your home in 2013, there are taxes that you would have to pay. There are taxes every step of the way to pay for this. Furthermore, it takes away certain rights that we have and nationalizes our health care. So if he can't eliminate it with the majority of Congress, what he can do is he can defund it. He can defund it in Congress, because a president can take out certain appropriations funds. Another example, the 16,000 IRS agents that Obamacare would hire to follow the monies to pay for a nationalized health care. He can defund that. Now, there are some good things in Obamacare that a President Romney would support. He mentioned the extending of pre-existing conditions. That is something that a President Romney would support. The extension of college students on their parents' insurance. That is something that a President Romney would support. So he can then, if he cannot get a majority of the House and the Senate, he can legislatively eliminate financially the things that he doesn't want to pursue. For example, one last example, is there is a committee that is being set up to determine what people should have, what services should be paid for and what shouldn't. The Republicans like to call them death panels. That was back in 2008 and 2010. Well, that would be defunded. Good. She's doing a good job. Yes, sir.
Okay, let's back up. You said as a homeowner, the taxes, you're gonna pay for more taxes in 2013 to pay for the different programs that Romney is gonna propose.
Oh, no. But go ahead, sir. I apologize. I'll correct it.
Because I was wondering, what happened to the tax credits that you are allowed to have now or as a homeowner? Are those going to be eliminated?
Okay.
Replaced with something else that you're going to use to pay for other programs?
Sure. There was an attack on Governor Romney's tax plan, saying that he wants to eliminate the home mortgage deduction. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes.
The home mortgage deduction. And that is not on the table. At the last debate, at the second to last debate, I apologize. On the second debate, Governor Romney said that that is not true. But again, that's not part of his program to cut the home mortgage deduction. What his program is to make sure that taxes across the board are low, or if he can't lower taxes, then there will have to be certain cuts. And the Defense Department, I served in the military. I know the Defense Department, they would still have to be cut. There are certain parts that would have to be cut. But as far as the home mortgage deduction, it will not be touched. The best thing that I can suggest is reading the website. And if all of you have some access to the internet, go to mittromney.com. mittromney.com. And on this flyer, I don't know where this flyer came from.
Mitt's web.
Okay, because it doesn't have a disclaimer. But
I just
that's
printed it, yeah.
from the website.
Yeah. Mhm.
If you go to the website, mittromney.com, and punch in the homeowner's mortgage deduction, you'll see that there is no change for that. I don't think any Republican or Democrat would support a change on the homeowner's mortgage deduction. That is something that they throw around in campaigns to make each other look bad, but it will not happen. There is no appetite in Washington to touch that deduction.
Okay. You just, in your explanation, you said he would not, there are certain parts of the military that he's going to cut. In the past debate, Mitt Romney attacked President Obama when he was saying reduce the size of the military.
That's right.
But you just said Romney would not. He attacked Obama for saying that he was.
Sure.
So now that's a conflict.
Let me explain that one. There's something called sequestration. That's a big word. Sequestration is the deal that was cut under the Obama administration to cut $100 billion out of the Defense Department budget every year for the next 10 years. Mitt Romney does not agree with sequestration. That would hurt the military. Now, there is fat in the military, and I can tell you for a fact that there is some spending that needs to be realigned, and that is some of the things that he's going to go after. But he will not go after individual troop levels. He will not go after equipment. He'll go after certain things that the Defense Department shouldn't be doing. And there is some fat, and it's very specific, and I can talk to you afterwards or give anyone my email address if you wish to send me an email, and I can respond as well.
We can write it on the board if you want.
You sure? And I'll try to do it by tomorrow because the election is Tuesday. But that's the explanation. He's against sequestration, and the sequestration is the largest cut. $100 billion a year for the next 10 years. By the way, my email address, if I may.
I have a question.
Just 1 second. 1 second. My email address, if you wish to send me an email, and I will respond, is oh, you know what? Let me hear this. Can I?
Well, yeah, I think that one.
It's better if I write it. Here. If I'm just going to write it, okay? Rocky dot Rachkovsky, and you can tell them it's the common spelling. If I hear laughter, I will know that they caught the joke. At gmail.com. Thank you. That is my email. You can contact me at Rocky Rachkovsky, common spelling of Rachkovsky, at gmail.com. All right, that gentleman had a question?
You had a question?
Yes, sir.
I think that it's a good idea to keep the military larger to protect the different areas because there's too many illegal immigrants. What's your opinion of the terrorists and if we cut the army, it will not in the U.S. Then how will we protect ourselves?
There are two issues.
It's very important to have the army and to have them stay there and stay large.
Thank you. I'm a little bit larger now, and I was in the Army. I was a sergeant in the infantry, which was the combat arm, and then went to become an officer, and I'm a colonel, a lieutenant colonel. So I understand what you are saying. From the campaign's perspective, you bring up two very important issues. The first issue being illegal immigration, and the second issue being the military and the defense of the United States. First, allow me to deal with the illegal immigration. Is that acceptable? as far as illegal immigration, Governor Romney believes that we should strengthen the southern and northern border of our United States by having more of a control of the border with immigration and naturalization service employees or individuals. Furthermore, anyone that is caught hiring in illegal would be fined and held criminally liable. You see, why people come to the United States is to get jobs and the great American dollar, right? If they come here illegally, they're trying to come here for a job. If you punish those that employ these people, you do the same as if you were putting up more border agents. It's part of, that's just part of. On the website, on mittromney.com, there is more that's exposed about his plan for immigration and naturalization as well. As far as the military, currently under the Obama administration, sequestration would cut over $100 billion every single year out of the military. And that was a deal between Congress and the President. Mitt Romney disagrees with that deal. He does not want to cut troop levels, and he also does not want to cut equipment or innovation of equipment. Because our weaponry, for example, our weaponry is still the most advanced in the world. But now we are hearing that China will have their first aircraft, aircraft carrier. We are seeing nuclear threats from Iran and from now North Korea, who has nuclear missiles. So we have to invest not only in our troops and make sure that they're strong and ready to fight, but we must also invest into innovation and new weaponry to make sure that we protect all of our citizens. What's really interesting is President Obama has talked about protecting the health of Americans under Obamacare. But to protect the health, you also have to protect our safety. And that is why Mitt Romney believes in keeping a stronger military. It's government's role to make sure that we are safe from invaders or from attack. I have personally seen terrorists. Many of them do not like us, the United States, because of our support for Israel. Some do not like us because of what we stand for, freedom. And in this country, you are truly free to do anything and be anything you want to be. And these individuals will risk their lives or the lives of young children that they will bring up in orphans. Many cases they're orphans, where they will raise them up to believe in a mindset, an extremist mindset, that to die in the destruction of another gives them a better position in the afterlife. And I have seen this personally. So I agree with you that the defense of our country is very, very important. But we also need to make sure that we are able to provide that defense and do it smartly because of our $16.3 trillion deficit. We don't have enough money to pay for everything, including the debt. So we need to look at, our next president needs to be a person that can analyze and understand a problem and solve that problem by looking at many, many complex situations. And that is why I chose to support Mitt Romney. I hope I answered your questions. Yes, ma'am.
In March, I'm gonna be 65. I'll be 65.
No. You look younger than me.
Thank you. And so I'm going to be using Medicare. What does that look like in Romney's plan?
In Romney's plan, there was no cut in Medicare. There was no cut. And for you, there is no cut. Absolutely no cut.
Are you sure? I don't know.
Do not listen. I will. Oh, no. You've got me on tape here. Hold on. Hold on, one second. You've got me on tape. I will give my car to anyone that shows me that there is a change to anyone in your age group. There will be no change, and your Medicare will be stronger and better. And if you do not believe me, you have me on tape, and I will give you my car.
Is your car foreign or American?
It's an American, it's a Cadillac.
Oh, I'll take it.
No, you won't, because I'm going to win. No, there is no change.
I have a question.
Just 1 second. Let him know, just 1 second. There is no change to Medicare. This individual's question, this gentleman's question, was about Medicare and Social Security.
Because they're all old.
They're not old. You are not old. Tell them you're not old. You are not old. Maybe you're old, but they're not old. There will be no change to Medicare. If you're 55 or younger, there may be a slight change, but the change is to give you more options and to make sure that Medicare and Social Security do not go bankrupt. Now, one thing that Mitt Romney did say that many people do not realize, because we don't hear about it, he said if you are rich, then you should get less in Social Security and in Medicare payments. If you can afford it and you're very wealthy, you should get less. But for you, there will be no change, and if you read in the policy that there is, you get a car.
Okay. So that means I don't look rich.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot of, okay.
Yes.
But you said there's no change. Every year they raise it. Comes out of my pocket.
Yes,
That was from Social Security.
yes.
How can you keep it up? If there's no change, you can't keep it up.
What happens is, for people 55 and older, there will be no change. For people in my age group, we will have to work longer. For Social Security, for example, you can retire at 62 and a half. And at 65, you get your full payment. Now, that will not happen. Now, I will have to work till I'm 70, or maybe even 72.
I don't want to quit working.
Nobody wants to quit working. Well, some people want to quit working.
Nah. Hey.
But that is one way you pay for it. The other way you pay for it is by creating an ability for those that are 55 or younger, like myself, to have that money to use as we wish on our medical conditions. For example, my mother, she's 83, and she is very young. When I'm driving with her, I need to tell her to slow down because she drives too fast. My mother is 83. She has Social Security and Medicare, right? And she was a doctor, a surgeon before, and she worked at an American hospital later. She always says that it's time for her to go and be with my father. You know? But every time she gets a chance to see a doctor, or when something happens, she runs to the doctor right away. And I tell my mom, you go to all these different specialists and all these doctors. Your coverage is for anything and everything you want. But in the future, for my mom, what will be for me is different, because there won't be enough money. So for me, if something happens, I will go to one practitioner. This is just a proposal. It may not be the proposal that passes, but this is a proposal that is put forward before, or by future, or by Governor Romney. Just a proposal. That you have your ability to go see your doctor and determine what's best for you. Any last questions? If you, oh, yes, sir. You're the young one of the group.
Please. Yeah. So I want to talk about.
Well, he's, oh, that's true. They signed, they can't hear, so, okay, how can we do this?
This gentleman has a first question.
Copy sign.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna copy sign for him, because the people behind
Thank
can't.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
So I recently was laid off from my job. I received unemployment benefits. But I heard that they said that in 2 years, that there's a 2-year limit to that.
A maximum. Yeah.
Is that going to be changed? Or is that going to be cut, shortened, like to 6 months, that we can use unemployment?
I don't believe at the federal level, I do not believe at the federal level there will be any cut. I know different states have cut state unemployment, but at the federal level there has been no proposed cut for unemployment. Can I ask what you did, sir?
I worked for the bank, for Comerica. I worked in an office
Like data process.
for a data processor. 16 years I worked there. And I was let go.
At Comerica?
That bad.
Yeah, it was all, the whole department that was let go. Only my department, because the money, they had financial problems. And so to save money, they cut our department.
Outsourced, it was outsourced.
It was outsourced.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now that is outsourced and I no longer have a job.
Do me a favor. You have my email. Send me your resume by Monday. If you have email, please.
Yeah, I have email.
Send me your resume and send me an email about this, and I will personally, try to help you with Chase Bank.
Thank you very much.
You know how to sign, and you seem like you're the youngest one here. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let's get you working again. But to answer
Thank
your
you.
question, there is no federal proposed cut of unemployment insurance. You have my email. All of you have my email. Please feel free to contact me, because Republican or Democrat, we all have to work and help each other. Doesn't matter what party you are, we're all Americans.
Okay, there's one more question, please.
One more question, please. Okay, so yesterday my friend and I were chatting, and and
Libya?
Benghazi.
He said,
I'm sorry.
they had asked for additional support from the government to protect the people in Libya. And they said they were ignored.
Yeah,
And that's why they got this.
Thank So what is it? Are they really ignoring that?
I am supporting Mitt Romney, but at the same time, as a soldier, President Obama is my commander-in-chief. And I try not to take one side or another, because this is the problem. When there is an election, you know, the Democrats will say, Romney is for the rich, he's going to hurt the poor, he's going to take away our health care and raise taxes on the poor. And during an election, the Democrats or the Republicans will say, Obama is for people that don't want to work, he just wants to raise taxes, and he wants to cut the military. Both sides, maybe I should ask this to be not on the record, both sides tend to say things that are not correct. So to help one side or the other. In this situation, I am voting for Governor Romney. I think we need a change, and that is why I came to represent him today. But until after the election, we will not know the truth until after the election. Because before an election, there's very little that you can believe from the news media, from one side or the other. And we will find out the truth about what happened in Libya, most likely after the election. And I apologize that I did not give you an answer. But
It's okay, I understand. That's
but
fine.
it's not fair for me to judge President Obama knew or what he didn't know. Only one person, I believe in God, so only one person really knows.
Mr. Rocky, I just want to tell you this taping is not going to be on Facebook. It's not. Okay, it's for the students, their
Sure,
training,
sure.
and that's all. It's
And
for
by
their
the way, thank you for calling me Mr. Rocky.
But also, you can sign voice.
What do you want me to
Okay,
do?
you can sign our voice. Okay. Okay. I also want to thank you for coming. Okay.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
Mr. Dale is the
Yes.
one that's responsible for really setting up and asking for
Thank you.
information about the election, and they sent out invitations
I'm
to
happy to
both.
have you here. I'm very happy to have you here.
They sent out invitations to both Mr. Romney and Mr. Obama.
Yes.
Okay,
And
and I
did-
called, and so I'm thankful that you guys accepted, because we don't want to speak for any
Who's
individual.
the Obama representative?
That's it, didn't show up, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, but we tried, because we really wanted to have a fair, because some are from Oakland County, different counties are represented here.
Hey, can I mention something for Oakland County? Can I say while I'm here? One moment.
I don't know how many are from Oakland.
It is very important, if you're from Oakland County. No? Wayne? Oakland County? Wayne? Oakland? It is very important that you also look at the judges and read about the judges. Because if you go in and let's say you're a Democrat and you vote straight party Democrat, or you're a Republican and vote straight party Democrat, a Republican, all you are voting for is just the first partisan offices. Judges in Michigan and the ballot proposals are nonpartisan. So please, please, in the next 2 or 3 days, if you have not voted absentee ballot, please read up on these proposals and the judges and try to vote the entire ballot. A dear friend of mine, I know that there you go. I know that I'm representing the Republican Party. A dear friend of mine is running for prosecutor in Oakland County. His name is Mike Bishop. Yeah, Mike Bishop.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and his sister is yeah.
His sister, yeah.
And so is the gentleman running for treasurer on the Republican side, Marty Nolenberg. Marty Nolenberg is just like he wears a hearing aid.
Hard of hearing.
He's hard of hearing on both sides. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I remember this. I remember this.
Wait, I have a quick question about your email. Is it all capital letters? Or
It doesn't
is
matter.
lowercase?
Doesn't matter. Capital or lowercase. What is your name, sir?
Philip. And my last name is King.
Great name. Philip King. Name of a king.
Don't tell him
That is a
He always
great,
tells me
that's a
he's
great
king.
name. Wait a minute, did I do this right or is this bad?
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take a break, 5 minutes, 5-minute break. Get some water, bathroom.